Welcome. I want to welcome Tamie Schmidt to the call today. I just wanted to be able to touch base with her. She owns her own farmers insurance agency and has started from scratch. I'll let her tell a little bit about herself. And then we just want to get in real quick. We'll just talk about coaching. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. And I believe when you embrace that, your life can change. I also believe that we can't read a label while we're in the bottle. We just can't see it. And so with many counselors, there's safety. And so Tamie, if you could just briefly just introduce yourself and your business, talk a little bit about just talk about yourself for the 30,000 foot view.
Okay, super quick. I am starting my 18th year in insurance. It's funny, I have two boys. I've been married for 20, going almost 26 years. And I interviewed on my youngest son's first birthday. I thought he'll never know. He's one. Who knows if he has a birthday party on his real birthday?
Right.
We had it on the weekend, so I felt okay. But yeah, I wanted to change. I wanted
Yes.
something where I could um so in insurance with commissions, you really are the amount of time, effort you put in, you can be rewarded. There's no like cap. I was tired of someone saying, well, you're only worth this. Um, and like funny thing is this is probably my fourth job since high school. And unfortunately, been out of high school a while. So my oldest
Well,
son has been out of high school 5 years already. So I'm like, holy moly, time flies. But I wanted an industry where I was tired of making someone else
yeah,
money. I wanted
right,
to make myself money,
right.
or, be rewarded accordingly for it. So
Right.
that's why I took the leap and I started from scratch because
Wow.
there was no other agencies that I could buy out.
Right.
And frankly, we didn't really have the money for that. So
Right. Right. Well, I think, you're probably speaking to a lot of people that naturally I want to help. I want to be able to solve problems for them and serve them. And, myself coming out of going in, getting into a full commission job. And my mom was like, no, don't, why are you doing that? Nobody does that.
my parents too.
Right. And then, but in all reality, we get into it, we might have some success, but then we're like, what did I get into here? I really have to be a business owner. I have to solve problems. And a lot of times we just get stuck, right? We really get stuck. So real quick, I want to dive into this. Can you briefly just talk about some of the struggles and maybe what you were struggling with when I first met you and, before we started to work together?
I think consistency. And then, like I was writing business, but I would get easily defeated. You know how like you just have a bad day. Unfortunately, like not everyone likes us, but I'm a
Right.
people pleaser
Wow.
and it's tough on a person's ego. I feel like sales can be tough. Like you can get beat up and then how do you just like keep carrying on, forging ahead? That was my issue. And then another one of my issues that I knew is like, and we worked on this what for quite a while, was just like being bold. I want people to like me and
Right.
gosh, am I bugging them? Am I annoying? Am I asking too many questions? And it's like, you know what? They need me. They need my help, so I'm just doing my job instead of, oh gosh, I'm this annoying salesperson that keeps calling them all the time.
Right.
Um, and then also like writing out goals and having that bigger goal there. I think my whole life it was not to not to dream too big. Like, it's good to have goals, but
Right.
let's be realistic. Let's
Yeah.
tone them down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think to like overcome that, it took quite a while. Like why do you think you deserve more than the
Right.
average person? So
Yeah. Yeah. I coach a lot on that. it's really the law of deservedness. I'm not sure if that's even a name, but I like to use that in thinking of, do I believe that I can even do this? Is that, do I believe? A lot of times we have self-limiting beliefs, right? And we just need a coach. We need a chief encouragement officer, somebody that can help us say, hey, you know what, you can do this. Why not? We see
Yeah,
other people do it. What's holding us back, right?
exactly.
What is it? And I know that you didn't really seek me out. Like I kind of chased you down, but it was probably, kind of similar. We met, and it was, I think I asked you, have you ever had a coach before, and what's holding you back from having a coach? So, what made you really decide to, you know, take, first of all, put time aside. Our time is our most valuable asset, and pay, significant money. And I believe when you pay money, you pay attention, right? And so, but it all comes down to a decision. You had to make a decision. What was the main decision that you're like, you know what, this is the right time, right place, right people?
Um, I wanted to get a year-end bonus. That was my whole goal. It's more so
Yeah.
like, yes, it's money, but also to say that, hey, I achieved
Yes.
this goal.
Right.
That was huge. And I
Yeah.
think that I started the year off super strong and then I got like a little sluggish. And I think that was we still when did we start? Was it like September-ish? August, September?
Yeah. Towards the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, when people kind of are like, "Oh, I'll never get this. I'm writing this year off.
Right.
I'll save it
Right.
and wait until January." And, yeah, you were like, "Well, let's get this done. That's easy." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, sure."
Well,
Well,
the
the
Bible says
Bible
money
says
solves all problems, and so I believe that, when somebody's consistent, they're committed, they're coachable, they're humble, they're hungry, transformation comes, especially if they're alert and they're curious and they're responsive. And you've been one of the most coachable clients that I've had, which makes it easy as a coach. And so I'm thankful for that. Was there anything that was maybe unexpected or surprising in the coaching process, or, things that you were like, man, I know I need to dig into this. It's not comfortable, but I know that I need to dig into this.
I yes, there's a few, but I feel like how I'm kinda surprised how I've changed as a person. Um, it's funny, even last week, I was talking with my staff, and she's like, "I've been here a year, Tammy, and you have just grown so much." And I'm like, "Oh, wow,
Yeah.
thanks. I didn't realize that." Well, I did, but I
Right.
didn't realize that, like, other people could see it.
Right. Right.
That's, I guess, what I was kind of, like, shocked about. And then I think before there's certain things that would have crushed me, or just not I say crushed, but it's probably would have taken a lot longer for
Discouraged. Yeah.
me to kinda I would have dwelled on them,
Right.
and it would have affected my performance for, like, a month
Yeah.
or
Right.
weeks, where
Right.
now it's just kinda like, I'll write it down, I'll journal about it, moving on. It's not as,
Wow.
devastating as what it
Wonderful.
would have been in the past.
Yeah. Awesome. Could you share just one aha moment that you've had over the past year, year and a half we've been working together, that was like, this really transformed my mindset, which led into my business, which led into my wealth?
So, okay, so I've been an agent eh, starting my 18th year. I've had coaches before. Um, I've had 3, but they just focused on one part. Like I had one that it was all on like my activities, like how many calls did you make? How many
Right.
referrals did you ask for? How many pivots did you ask? And then we tally them up. And that was good. It brought my production up, but then when something happened, my production fell down.
Right.
Well, like life happened. Um, so then I had another coach that worked on, kind of my like heart and, like what are your underlying feelings? What is causing you to be reluctant in this? But then never really brought the sales or, the, "Hey, what you doing? Make your sales calls, do this." So I feel like the aha moment, um, well, was last week. I was talking to another agent and she's like, "Gosh, year to date, I am behind." I I can't remember if she said, I think I'm pretty sure she said she was 10 grand behind what she was year to date from last year to this year. And I looked and I'm like, I'm not, I'm up."
Right.
I'm ahead 5%. So then I think about like, okay, what has been this change? The insurance industry has been horrible,
Right.
terrible for the last few years.
You can't even compare it to history, right?
No. And honestly, probably in 22, like right before I met you, the year before I met you, um, that was a hard year. Like
Right.
my whole time when I started this, I just like this is what I was gonna do. I never had a thought of, well, if this doesn't work out, I got a backup plan. I'll
Right.
go,
Right.
I'll go sell
Right.
cars or I don't know. I just like this is what I was gonna do. In 22, I was like, maybe insurance isn't for me. I had that thought. And then, of course, my production was stagnant for about 3 months. And then I was like, "Eh, figure this out. This has got to change." And then that's when I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I kind of took 3 months off.
Right.
I'd answer the phone, but I wasn't very proactive. I wasn't trying to meet people and grow. And so I think like when I look back now and I talk to other agents, talk to another agent, and she's like, "This is the worst I have felt in years." And it was through a text message. She's like, "I can't eat, I can't sleep, I'm just stressed out."
Right.
And I thought about it before I texted her back, and I texted her back. I'm like, "Honestly, this is the best I have felt in probably 5 years." Like I feel like all of the wheels are on the bus and like
Yeah.
everything is clicking. Where like my it, body, heart, mind, spirit, everything is like just working finally. And
Yes.
don't get me
Activated. Of
wrong, I still have a bad day,
course.
you know, but when you do have those bad days, it doesn't become a bad week, a bad month, a bad year. It was a bad day. I'm gonna keep with my
Yeah.
schedule and my routine and then just forget about it and move on. Tomorrow's the next day, it's going to be better. And I was never like that before. I would let it affect me way too much. So that
Yeah.
is really my aha moment. And it's funny because then she texted me back. She's like, "For the last 2 days I've been rereading your message. I need to do something." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do." I mean,
Right.
and it's so hard. It's so hard. I'm the first one that doesn't really wanna get up and work out in the morning.
Yeah.
I can do it at the end of the day. It's probably taken me 10 years to overcome excuses of, I can skip that workout."
Right.
And now I'm
Right.
like, "No, Tammy, you can't. You get it done." But
Yeah.
it's tough. It takes a while.
And it's amazing because the world will look for, I can change this if I just make this much money, or I meet this person, or there's, when am I going to get my break? And that's looking for an outside force to change me, but that'll never work. Right.
Nope.
What I've seen in you and what I coach in clients is that it's the inside. Doesn't matter what's happening to me. I believe it's happening for me, but is it changing who I am in me? No
Mhm.
matter the outside influence, whether it be good or bad, right? I tell people all the time, I don't believe that money is a blessing. I believe it's a responsibility. But the biggest responsibility I have is to show up every day and grow. And I see
Mhm.
that in you so much. And that's really, the reason for all this. Doesn't matter what happens. We could get another COVID. Like, I'm going to keep doing the same thing. I'm going to keep grinding. I don't want to, but like, I don't want to have to go through those hard times, but I know that it's inside of me that I'm going to continue to live a life of discipline, right? And long obedience in the same direction is how we win this. And you're getting that, and it's really fun to watch. How has your day to day life improved? Like your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit. I know that when we first started working, it was probably some mind and heart, and then you really got the body, and you lost what, 30, 40 pounds. You look amazing. And then
Thank
now
you.
you've really got even more into the spirit. So you've done everything I've told you to do, which I believe that we're made of four parts. So how has that changed your day to day?
I think I am way more, it's funny, so, like, I have my routine. I was gonna say ritual, but that just seems so
Yeah, yeah,
wrong.
yeah, it's all right.
I I have my routine, and, it's funny because, like, you say, go to wake up hungry, go to bed tired,
Yes.
and, like, that is my goal. So, like, sometimes I'm like, "Man, I am tired." But it's a good tired. It's not like a
Yeah.
sick
Yeah.
tired, So it's like I go to bed tired, but I'm so excited for the
Right.
next day.
Amen.
I'm excited for what's to come because I can see it's like slowly getting there
Yeah.
and like we're slowly going. So I don't know. I'm just excited. It's funny because I've lost 32 pounds. I'm on month 3 of maintaining, which, like once you lose it,
Right.
now you have this fear of gaining it
Yep.
all back and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
some. So now that's what I'm scared of. But
Right.
so
That's a
I'm
good scare. It's a
making,
good fear, though. It's an activation scare every day. You got to activate, right? Yeah, it's
yeah,
good.
yep, you got to think about it. And, it's kind of like I hired someone to help me because I thought I knew what I was doing, didn't work. Um, for quite a few years. So then I was like, I just need to pay someone to tell me to stop eating the dang cheese. Tammy, you have dairy issues. Stop the cheese.
Eh,
And guess what? It worked.
yeah.
Well, it was like with a lot of other stuff.
Yes.
But I think because of like us starting to work together and then just focusing on like the mind, the body, the heart, um, getting everything focused, like it worked, it clicked. Um, it was hard because I started like month 1 was super restrictive diet
Yeah.
and very limiting, but you know what? I was like, it's 30 days, I can do this.
Yeah. It's good.
It'll work. But then that also, once I got that under control, or like I could work on that, then I saw I just had so much more confidence in myself.
Yes.
And now it's easier to be more bold, I
Yeah.
guess, and kind of stand up for yourself and ask for the sale
Right.
or ask for the business because
Yes.
I'm like, I deserve this. I can do this. I can do hard things and go forward.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, it like got kind of all came around.
Yeah.
Um,
It is important. I mean, because one falls off, it's just it's got to be balanced in all of that. And so
you
I believe that.
can,
Well, you are walking it out, and it's fun to watch. And now we are really digging in, and I think you feel this, getting a seat at a bigger table, right? Which is everybody's dream, but they want to buy their way there. They want to manipulate their way there. You can't do that. You have to activate yourself and then know the value that you bring and why you're at the bigger table. That makes sense. And so I'm
yep.
super excited because that is where we're going, to see that at a bigger
Oh
table.
yeah.
And that can mean a lot of things to different people, but that's just the next step of getting yourself right, getting your business right, being a agent or a person of interest, right? And people are interested in you and you're interested in other people and you want to solve problems. And when you solve problems, money changes hands. So last question, why would you recommend somebody to work with me?
I know if I wouldn't have signed up with you, I would be exactly like the other agents that are complaining. You know, our underwriting is tough, our
Yep.
rates are
Right.
horrible. Um, we have this slim window. Like, when I first started, like, we liked everyone in this area. And now that this is like who we like.
Wow.
So it is hard and it can be frustrating to try to find that ideal client. And I know I probably would be stressed out. I wouldn't be sleeping at night. I wouldn't be taking care of myself like I am because I would just have this pressure that what I've built is kind of going backwards. Like we're
Yeah.
not growing anymore.
Right.
We're just being stagnant and that's hard to see. So I just we can do our best. We all know what we need to do.
Right.
But sometimes you just need someone there to say, you had a bad day. It's fine. Let's keep going and move forward.
Yes. Yeah. We all are at A every day, and I do this almost every day. I'm at A. There's things that bother me at A. I want to get to B. Yeah, I know how to get there, but it's more so who is going to help me get there,
Mhm.
right? We don't have a money problem. We have a people problem. And I believe the people have the money to help us, but we need to go find them. That's how we can interact, we circulate, showcase, and you're doing a great job of that. So if somebody's on the fence for coaching, what would be real quick, what would you tell them?
I'm the first one that like I need someone to tell me what to do. And it's like put down the cheese. Stop eating
Yeah,
the cheese.
right.
You can't do that. But I think it's just someone like you focus on it for once a week or you kind of keep your eye on it because you have someone's holding you accountable.
Right.
So because of that, people say they hold themselves accountable, but we are the first ones that will cancel a workout,
100%.
cancel on ourselves to do something for someone else.
Yep.
So that's why we need a coach to keep us accountable so we don't cancel out on ourselves.
Awesome. Thank you so
Cool.
much, Tammy. Your future is big and bright, and I'm
I'm
excited to be a
excited.
part
Yeah.
of your journey.
Okay. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.